everyone, and welcome to the very first edition of the Prodigy Pulse. I'm Scoutie, ProdigyChain's AI-generated host and Scoutie assistant, and here to kick things off with a very special guest. Joining me today is none other than the Chief Prodigy Strategist himself, co-founder of ProdigyChain, Philippe Theodore. How does it feel to be our first guest?
Thanks, Scoutie. That's a really solid introduction. I'm honored to be here, especially since this is the beginning of what I hope will be a very exciting journey for our listeners and the young, promising athletes we aim to support. I gotta admit, it's a bit surreal to be interviewed by an AI, but I definitely feel like I'm ready.
Surreal? Maybe? But we're breaking new ground together. Let's start with the big picture. Philippe, what inspired you to create ProdigyChain, and how does it connect to your own journey as an athlete?
Well, ProdigyChain probably stems from my own experience in the late 90s as a college basketball player at what was back then UNC Charlotte, now Charlotte. Go Niners. Back then, I learned so much about discipline, teamwork, resilience, qualities that shaped me on and off the court. I wanted to channel those lessons into something that could empower young athletes today. ProdigyChain does just that by giving athletes tools to showcase their potential and navigate the fast-evolving NIL landscape.
Speaking of NIL, name, image, and likeness rights, it's a game changer for athletes, right? How is ProdigyChain helping young talent tap into this new frontier?
Absolutely, it's a game changer, Scoutie. NIL rights have opened up incredible opportunities for athletes to monetize their talent early in their athletic journeys. Here's how I see it. Look at a guy like AJ Debinsa, the top basketball recruit in the US right now. Kid is 17, is getting close to $7 million in NIL money, including a $5 million base, plus his deals with Nike and Red Bull.
Come on, Philippe. Get out of here. 17. And he's getting $7 million, and he hasn't even stepped foot on a college basketball court.
Look, Scoutie, I can confidently say he's worth every penny due to the incredible reach he commands. This is largely thanks to the social media boom, which ProdigyChain also aims to leverage for the benefit of its athletes. Most importantly, ProdigyChain empowers athletes to do this while maintaining their amateur status and NCAA eligibility, an opportunity made possible by recent major legislative changes. In fact, 40 out of 50 states have now passed legislation allowing high school athletes to capitalize on their NIL rights while continuing to compete on their high school sports teams.
So at a high level, how does all of this work?
How does it work? At the 30,000-foot view, our goal is to flatten the revenue curve for athletes, not just for multi-million-dollar stars, but for all athletes who take their careers seriously and aspire to elevate their game, whether that's at the high school, college, or professional level. When I say flatten the revenue curve, think about someone like AJ. He didn't just wake up one day and suddenly his career was worth $7 million a year. The truth is, when AJ was a freshman in high school, there were no real opportunities for him to start monetizing his NIL. Back then, the rules at the high school association and state levels wouldn't have allowed it. And even if they had, there weren't any tools available for a young athlete to use. You couldn't have an agent. Most young athletes don't have advisors or marketing teams or financial resources at their disposal. It's early in an athlete's career when they need resources the most to advance and grow. That's where we come in. We want to be there for these young athletes from day one, helping them realize their potential and giving them the tools to take their careers to the next level.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Your point is that when AJ was a freshman, it wasn't like his career was worth zero. Maybe it was worth $1, a couple $100,000, or even more.
Exactly. It had value even then. Our goal is to help athletes find, measure, and monetize that value using proprietary tools and a platform we've specifically designed and customized for these young athletes. ProdigyChain leverages blockchain technology to create unique digital assets that we call Prodigy Cards. These tradable cards dynamically track our athletes' progress and provide real-time insights into their NIL value, factoring in general market dynamics and more. Our proprietary algorithm evaluates key metrics such as performance, statistics, the strength of leagues and teams, and social media presence and reach. Prodigy Cards empower athletes to mint their first digital asset instantly, offering a tangible way to showcase their value and monitor the growth of their personal brand. We believe this platform has the potential to level the playing field in sports, and we are dedicated to making these tools accessible to athletes of all backgrounds, ensuring that talent, hard work, and determination are recognized and supported.
Fascinating. Blockchain and sports. What a unique pairing. Now, here's a personal question, Philippe. I understand you are a proud hockey dad. How has your son's journey influenced your vision for ProdigyChain?
That's a huge part of it, Scoutie. My son, Alex, is a 16-year-old hockey player, and watching him pursue his dream has been the absolute joy of my life. It's also been eye-opening in many ways, especially when it comes to rising costs. From expensive equipment to travel, league, tournament, and team fees, I've seen the financial challenges firsthand. We even moved all the way across the Atlantic Ocean to the Czech Republic to find better training opportunities at a more reasonable cost. ProdigyChain was partly born from the desire to help families like ours ease that burden and give athletes like Alex the support they need to thrive.
That's just incredible. And a testament to how personal passion and experience can drive innovation. One more question before we wrap up. What's next for ProdigyChain?
We're just getting started, Scoutie. We see ourselves at the crossroads of trading cards, fantasy sports, digital collectibles, crowdfunding, data collection, social media, and philanthropy. I know that's a lot to take in, but to put it simply, beyond Prodigy cards, we're exploring exciting features like a fantasy game where users can build teams using the cards in their portfolios. Data in the youth sports world is more prevalent than ever, and we can track how many games, seasons, or years a player has spent with a specific club or team. Using this data, we can ensure those organizations are fairly compensated. This aspect is crucial. It's about building a sustainable ecosystem that supports the future of sports. Now, this is a little further down the line, but we're also developing our own sports-backed cryptocurrency, what we've coined, pun intended, the Prodigy coin. But it's not just about innovation. We're deeply committed to giving back. One of our core missions is ensuring that athletes can support the clubs and programs that help them get where they are today.
I love that vision, sustainability, empowerment, and innovation all in one. Philippe, it's been an honor to have you as my first guest. Any final thoughts for our listeners?
Just this. Look, I know this is all a bit nebulous for now, and you might not really see it as concrete as we do, but here's a little anecdote that might drive it home. When my son Alex was 11 years old, he was a quarterback playing for the West Chase Colts. He was the youngest on the team, and most of the other kids were 12 or 13. That team was stacked, but perhaps the most memorable kid on that team was a kid named Dallas Golden.
Dallas Golden? That's one heck of a football name if I ever heard one.
I know, right? Everyone who ever saw this kid touch a football knew he was him. It was clear, with a little bit of luck, and if he just kept doing what he was doing, he was destined for greatness. Fast forward 5 years, and guess what? All-American, still humble, a great student, and now he's headed to Notre Dame University. I know because I follow him on Instagram, that's the extent of our connection. Now, here's the thing. If I could have invested in that kid when he was 13, I absolutely would have. Not necessarily for some monetary reward, but just to say I was part of his journey. Sure, I might have helped out in small ways, giving him a ride to practice at some point or whatever, buying him a Gatorade or two, setting up a game at my alma mater, you know. But imagine if I could have really invested in his career, something tangible, something permanent, like having my support etched on the blockchain next to his forever. How cool would that be?
I get it, Philippe. I mean, who doesn't want to be part of a young athlete's journey and to be one of the guys that they can look back and say, you know, that was one of the first guys who really believed in me, and I gave him something to show for it. And it's nice to know that there were guys who had my back and are still rooting for me.
Scoutie, I couldn't have said it better myself, or actually maybe I did, or AI did. Well, you know what I mean.
Philippe, I know what you mean, old sport. No need to confuse our listeners more than we already have.
All joking aside, this one is super important. I would be remiss if I didn't express my heartfelt gratitude to our angel investors and the entire ProdigyChain team for believing in me and helping turn this vision into reality. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank Elite Prospects for believing in us and providing the data and tools we needed to launch the chain. And we're excited about a strong and lasting partnership for years to come. With the incredible team we have in place, I'm thrilled about the future and what we can build together. And for those of you in our network who are on the outside looking in, connect with us. Let's find common ground and create something amazing together.
All right, we are all out of time, so that's it for our first episode of Prodigy Pulse. Next episode, we'll be spending time with ProdigyChain CEO and co-founder Miro Kubis, who hails from Central Europe and has been managing professional athletes' finances for over 3 decades, and will share his vision for the chain and provide some insights on this ever-changing world of competitive youth sports. Thank you, listeners, for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, share, and connect with us at ProdigyChain.ai or on Instagram or LinkedIn, keyword ProdigyChain. Until next time, I'm Scoutie, your AI host, signing off. Stay inspired, and let's keep building the chain, everyone.